the full 7 minutes.
It's true. There's James Aranio will wrestle next for Brown against that man, Cole Urbis. Also a top 25 wrestler. He's at 197. Urbis has had a pretty good season so far. He's listed at 11 wins, 7 losses. 11 wins, 8 losses. Was a 20-win wrestler as a first and second year. Last year went 17 and 15, but has been a national qualifier each of his 3 years as a Quaker. James Aranio moved up from 184 to 197.
Yeah, it seems like Brown really changed up their lineup since last year. A lot of the guys, I know Blake Sater was at 49. You said Sam McMarkle was at
157, went down to 49, yeah.
So guys been switching up in their lineup a lot. I'm sure in the next couple of years it's even going to be more. When you have a team that's struggling, you kind of try to figure out where putting guys is going to help you benefit the most.
And they moved up Aranio for consideration of his health. He's, according to Coach, when you're dehydrated and you're trying to make weight at a lower weight, you sometimes leave yourself more prone to being concussed, and now this gives him some wiggle room between 184 and 197 as Urbis takes him down. And Aranio also a guy that described by Coach Lean as having some good ability. And something that he was talking to me about, to go back to the thought about just the difference between Ivy wrestling and maybe wrestling in some of the Big Ten programs or Power 5 type conferences, is the dedication, the commitment that coaches make to student athletes over time. And what Coach said was that there's a meaningful developmental process where you don't necessarily have to come in right away and perform. It could take you a couple of years. But what that does mean is that as you bring guys into a place like Brown, it might be a couple of years of results like this before you turn the corner.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think something that does hurt Ivy League athletics is the lack of a red shirt. I kind of said that earlier, but it does take guys some time to develop. And Ivy League guys, they kind of bone a year eligibility their first year, where you have guys who aren't really ready to compete, and they kind of force into competing.
And this is not Cole Urbis. This is they've made a change. This is Martin Cosgrove for the Quakers.
Yeah, having the back-to-back matches today and tomorrow, I'm sure they want to give some guys rest and get other guys ready for tomorrow.
Cosgrove, a 16-win season so far, but has not won a dual meet match yet.
He's off to a 6-1 lead right now.
Yeah, he's wrestling pretty well. Cosgrove leading 6-1, has a lot of riding time already, and could get up to 2 minutes of riding time in just the first period alone.
Yeah, Penn's been doing a good job riding guys. Brown's been doing a very bad job.
Bottom has
on
been
bottom, yeah. They've been flat on their bellies.
10 seconds. You got a tough one here today. You got Princeton tomorrow. And one thing I think you hope for is consistency of effort. You might not get the result, but consistency of effort. And I think you got to bounce back quickly, because Princeton will be here in 24 hours.
Yeah, without a doubt. Penn has a very good lineup. You can kind of see that right away just by looking at the rankings. And, the match got away from Brown fast. And, hopefully you can make the improvements quick and Princeton comes in and have a better match tomorrow.
Penn with 2 wrestlers in the top 50 at this weight class.
That's something you see a lot in Division I wrestling, where you have 2 really good guys and they just happen to be the same weight class.
Sure makes the room a little bit more challenging every day of practice.
Yeah, absolutely. But it usually benefits the team and the guys overall. Someone to push you every day, make you better. you have to compete just to even get in the lineup, let alone compete when you're on the mat.
Cosgrove doing a good job of keeping Aranio, who gets a stall warning here with a 10-1 lead at more than 2 minutes of riding time already. The riding time is going to be locked in perhaps before we even get to the third period, as we've still got a minute left here in the second.
Yeah, if you're Cosgrove right now, I think you're looking for a tech fall, even potentially more. And he has a toe locked up right now. This is going to be tight. This is a...
He's trying to turn Aranio on that left shoulder. And we haven't seen a ton of back points, but the Bears have, that's one thing that I think the Bears can take as a positive from today into tomorrow, is that they've denied back points. So Aranio's arm in a very precarious spot. You get another look at the takedown of James Aranio. This most recent takedown, you see he gets to his feet and then quick mat return from Cosgrove.
Yeah, not a lot of pros so far for the Bears, so hopefully we can find some things to build on.
They've been, almost for the Bears, it's been individual moments.
Yeah.
We saw Isabel had a good moment.
Yeah,
or
Frontino had
a good moment.
Yeah.
But we have not seen a full 7 minutes that I think Coach Lean's going to look at and say, this went well.
Yep, exactly. And that's something, when you have a struggling team, something that you're going to try to build off is the moments. And, I mean, Ian Oswald had a nice opening takedown. Frontino had a good scramble. Colby Isbell had a good scramble. And that's something that you can kind of work on improving.
Aranio's in trouble, and he is in a lot of hurt. I don't know if he's bleeding or if they're going to just bring out I think he got a scratch in the eye. Trailing 14-2, the riding time is locked. So it's really 15-2.
Yeah, 15-2, the beginning of the third period.
And if it's head-related, his match may very well be over.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a step aside as they tend to James Aranio on the mat. We'll be right back with more in the final 2 matches of our afternoon between the Bears and the Quakers after these words here on ESPN. So Cosgrove walks off the mat with a victory as James Aranio could not continue, and that'll bring us to our final 2 matches of the afternoon. The heavyweights will be followed by 125, and talk about a contrast in styles, as you'll see here in the match, these final 2 matches.